Hey everyone, Jamie Makes here for Miss Paper, and today I'm sharing a flip through of my Pieces of Me album. I've done this photo capture project 3 times now, so you'll see what I completed in February 2020, September 2020, and at the end, a quick process video of me working on September 2021.
So this is the album that I've been using for my Pieces of Me project. It is a 3x8 linen album from Ali Edwards. I believe it was part of her travel release from either 2019 or 2020. I just loved it. I knew that I wanted it. I didn't know that I was necessarily going to be telling any travel stories with it, but I just really love the album and I love the stars on the inside, so I picked it up. And I think this is a really great project to hold or to use this album for. I have been doing Pieces of Me. This is now the third time that I've done it since Ali first did it in early 2020. And so I've gone ahead and done it by myself a couple of times, and you will see those pages in this little notebook or in this album. So I have been using the full 3x8 page protectors, the two 3x4 page protectors, and then you'll see how I switch things up a little bit later into the album. But to get started, what I used was, I think these are from the hybrid class supplies. So when Ali did that class, she released like a digital collection, and I think this is what I have been using. This is what I have been using throughout this entire project, from the first time to this very recent time. But what I did was recolor it all based on this post that Ali had in her Facebook, and it had all of these wonderful colors in it. So I pulled the colors from this and recolored all of the cards basically. And you'll see what I mean when I get through in here as I'm flipping through. So the first kind of overview title page that I did, I printed it out on vellum. I added a label with the dates and then just one little puffy sticker to use as embellishing. And I wrote a little bit of an overview, and then I printed this out so that you would kind of know what was going on here and like what prompted this entire little project. And then day by day, I took photos based on the prompts. So day 1 is feet, day 2 is hands. And again, these are products from her hybrid play. I think it's hybrid play, not just the basic hybrid. It was like the kind of intermediate hybrid class, and just recolored them based off of the colors that were present in this digital image that she shared on her account. So day 1 is feet, day 2 is hands, day 3 was, I think, face forward, day 4 was eyes closed. And so I just took a photo every day, and I mean, I wasn't even really trying to be necessarily creative with the photos that I did. I really wasn't working on photography. I just thought it'd be a nice opportunity to try to get myself in more of the photos. And I think that was the heart of why Ali ended up doing this. This is half face, and then this is full body. And then I didn't end up doing the 7th photo on there, but I think that's fine. I just added some embellishing there. So this is what it looked like when I did the very first iteration back in February of 2020. And I didn't do a lot of embellishing, just added a few odds and ends from like a super variety of different manufacturers. Like I think this is American Crafts, Dear Lizzie. This is Whimsy Fox. This is Ali, not sure who that is. This is Ellie's Studio. I was really just pulling from my stash, just tiny little things that I could add here and there to these, because it didn't need a lot of embellishing. But some places did need like just a little something. So that's what I ended up doing. And then last year, I decided ahead of my birthday that I was going to do this combination Pieces of Me photo project again. And then also something that I've done in the past but haven't been so great about doing in the last few years is writing however many facts about me at whatever age I am. So like, for example, when I turned 35, I would have 35 facts about me. And so I did that year on year for a few years, just like a layout. And I really like seeing what changed and what was different from year to year, because basically I would update kind of the same facts and then add a few more in, delete a few out. And so it was fun for me to see how things kind of changed over time. So for this particular, the second iteration of this, I have a lot of these page protectors that are like 2x3 and 2x3. So then two, 2 and 6x3, 2x3 and 6x3. Wow, math is hard. 2x3 and 6x3. I have a lot of these page protectors in my stash, and so I wanted to make sure to use them. So I actually designed the pieces that I was using for this based on these dimensions, because I did want to put a little bit of a dent in my hoard of page protectors, because I had never actually used this configuration before. I had a whole stack of them that I wanted to incorporate. Again, I used the exact same kit that was part of that hybrid play class, and it's all recolored. I actually just used a lot of the same things, like I didn't even touch these and just reprinted them, and you'll see that here in a second. But for my title page, I added, I really like using this beautiful like rainbow striped paper, and then also Allie had released a just a free digital that said Pieces of Me, so I grabbed that and printed it on top. I added some journaling about, you know, the facts that I was going to do, and the Pieces of Me self-portrait project, and then I added the dates, and this is leading up to my birthday. And then for each day, I created this little 2x3 card to add as like decoration. And then I went ahead and put a couple of facts down. I did facts and feelings. And so I did, depending on how many facts I could fit on one, I did between like 4 and 6 facts at each of these. And then one feeling. And so the feeling part I wrote about during the time that I was taking these photos. So all of the facts and everything were typed up and ready to go, and we're already done, as were these cutie little 2x3 cards, which I just love this size. It's so great. And then all I had to do was add my journaling and add my feelings. So that's what I ended up doing there. So the first photo is about feet. And again, like, this is just fun for me. Like, I really wasn't trying to get artsy or creative with my photography, even though, like, I probably should. I don't know. I guess it just works for me. Like, these are really humdrum, ordinary photos. Like, there's nothing really cool about them. And I know, you know, when Allie does this project, her photos are always amazing. So I don't try to compare myself to Allie, because that is clearly one of Allie's strengths, and it may not be one of mine. But I do appreciate, you know, beautiful photography. I just kind of know that mine isn't that, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I like my photography. It definitely helps. It definitely means that I get to scrapbook. But for me, the photos necessarily, and the artsiness and the composition of the photos aren't necessarily like the main part of it. Like, if I really wanted to take this picture, I probably would have like tried to clean up the room and like get rid of this water bottle that we have on our coffee table, and just like maybe even move like Sapo, my dog's toy, out of the way. But then that's part of the picture. They're part of the picture, and then that's part of the story that I told. So I try not to get too crazy about photography. Like, whatever I have is good enough, and I can't get too perfectionist about it. And because it's not perfect, I get to tell more stories. I don't know, that was kind of a preachy plug, but that is how that one turned out. Okay, so then we get into Tuesday. Gosh, we're only on Tuesday. Okay, so and I did hands, and I had my husband take this picture of me overhead as I was doing some classwork for my graphic design degree. And again, it's more facts and feelings. And all of this was ready to go. And then all I had to do was add my journaling here, print my photo, and slip it in. So it's the same over and over again. And again, you will see that these are the same cards that were used the last time when I did this at the beginning of 2020. So we have February 2020, September 2020, and then we'll have September 2021 here in just a second. And I just really love how it came together. Honestly, it's more about the journaling than the photos. for me in this very specific project. Now, I'm not just talking like in general with scrapbooking, all of my scrapbooking, but it's more about the stories here than necessarily the photos, because this is just a silly photo of me. But at least I'm in it and you can see my face or some part of my body, and that definitely hit the goal of incorporating myself more into some of my scrapbooks. And so we have Saturday and we have Sunday, and this one is reflection, and you can see a little bit of me in his sunglasses, but even though this appears on the outward to be a photo of my husband, it's actually got me in there too. And so I have my 36 quotes, because this year, that year I turned 36, and then I had all of my feelings, and I have some empty spots here, and that's kind of the only empty spots that I have in the album. And I don't know, maybe I'll put some pattern paper in there or something. I'm not really too worried about having this single page protector that's not filled in. So we're getting to 2021. My goal when I initially did this was, okay, well, this was right before the pandemic started, and we were hearing rumblings about, this virus that was going around at this time, but we hadn't gone to full lockdown mode. Then in September of 2020, we were like full midstream pandemic life. And so I decided to do it then, again, mainly because I wanted to document some of these facts about, me at 36. And then my goal was to do another iteration of this after kind of toward the end of the pandemic. Well, we're well into 2021. Who knows when the end of this pandemic will be? Unfortunately, as a result of this pandemic, my dad passed away. He passed away from COVID in August. And so I was looking for a way, I definitely wanted to continue to do the project, but, my heart it's shifted a bit, having lost him. So I really didn't want to do the facts and have to, write about, one of my facts is that, my mom is 57, my papa's 58, and I really didn't want to have to go into the fact that my papa is no longer, and so I just skipped that entirely, and I'm going back to kind of the approach that I had the first time around, of just taking a photo a day, and then adding some journaling, and then going back and embellishing after the fact. So I made myself a title page for 2021, and it's again going back to that striped paper and that digital that Allie had available. I think it's on her blog. And then I just added a label with the dates, and I have it all ready to go. So I decided this year that I have an excess of 3x8 page protectors. So just to switch it up for fun, I decided that I was going to do 3x8 photos, or 3x8 pages. And so what I did was, using those same cards that I've been using year in and year out, I digitally added them here to the top and printed them out. And then I left a space for a 3x4 photo to go. I added the prompts to each of the days, and then the dates, and some space for journaling. And so all of this is ready to go, and I'm really excited about that. All I have to do now is print my photos, add them in, and add my journaling. So spoiler alert, I did take photos for 5 days, and 5 out of 7 is a pretty good number to me. So I only have through Friday, and then I don't have anything for Saturday and Sunday. But look how easy it is to fix that. So it means that if I want to do this project again in the future, I can. If I want to call this done, I can. But I'm really loving this tiny little project that came out of nowhere. It came out of Allie's brain while she was, I don't know, doing her Allie thing. And I just love that I have this project. And so she just recently released the Pieces of Home stamp set, and so I really loved all of these like little prompts. And home is a big thing in my life. I love my home. I'm a total homebody. I would spend all my time at home if I could. Actually, I do right now because I can. And so home is always something that I buy products from because I will always have stories to tell about home. And I like that these have specific, rooms in your home. And then, this is great. Loving my home as it is. I do love my home as it is, but we're actually, we've already made the decision that we're going to be moving. So maybe won't be using this one anytime soon, but still, this is a really great set. And then she had previously released Pieces of Me. And so I hadn't purchased it at that time, but I'm happy to have it now. And so as I am, printing my photos and adding them here, maybe I will use some of these stamps to include in various places, or I can even go back if I really wanted to and add some stamping to these pages. I may or may not, but I like that I have the option to do that, and I love that I have these in my collection, and then I can use them, not only in this little notebook, but definitely in other parts of my scrapbooking life. So next thing I'm going to do is just print the photos that I have, paste them down, and then do a little bit of embellishing, and this project will be done.
And here are my finished pages. These still images are over on Instagram at Misc Paper, MISC Paper. And for info on the product I use, check out the links in the description box on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it and or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Jamie Makes, signing off.